Hey guys, welcome to my next YouTube video. My name is Kevin Felix, and this is my YouTube channel where I like to talk about movies, mostly relating to Marvel and DC properties, stuff like that. And yeah, today I'll be talking about Deadpool. I also want to shout out that I will have an Agents of Shield review of the very first episode of season 2 out tomorrow, so I'll be talking about that tomorrow. And yeah, today's about Deadpool. First thing I have to say, first impression since hearing that Fox is going to be doing a Deadpool film, which is like freaking awesome. I'm jumping off the walls in every sense of the word in my head. So yeah. And I'm hoping that obviously Bryan Singer will be involved in this property, being that most likely they will be doing a crossover with Deadpool, with the X-Men. Like it'd be stupid. It'd be like a Green Lantern film, not connecting it like what happened with Ryan Reynolds. That film was horrible with Green Lantern. But yeah, that's why most likely he'd be producing. He'd be involved. This so they can intertwine Deadpool with the X-Men and at least have him with the X-Men when they eventually cross over with the Fantastic Four, at least a couple years from now, something like that. So I'm really happy that Ryan Reynolds has not been confirmed, but he's been leading the charge to get this character out the door. Being that recently he had an interview where he said, "Oh, this character has been in limbo for I don't know how many years, and all it took was some a test footage to be released of him like voicing it, and he also did motion capture for that test footage. And when that got released, it just firestormed all everywhere, and then it's only been I think a couple months since that's been released, and now Fox is finally making a film. Like I'm so happy they're doing it. Like, it really it just shows a lot more confidence than what Warner Brothers showed recently. Like not recently, maybe like some point early last year or no early this year, where they really weren't showing a lot for Batman vs Superman. But being that Zack Snyder's kind of running the charge on the whole social media network by releasing certain photos, stuff like that, showing confidence. So once the studios can show confidence in their properties, people will see those movies. And that's pretty much the stat right there. Like if you can't show confidence in the property, it's just like if you're producing it, but you're like, oh, you're lazy, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. For that movie to show in commercials, stuff like that. If you don't at least show confidence to releasing a few photos, official photos, and taking control of this whole social media spectrum for that film, and like letting this spy photo and this spy video let go, and they don't really do anything about it, like Zack Snyder did with the whole photo of the Batmobile, and then he released an official photo of the Batmobile, which is freaking awesome. So like a perfect examples there. And now with Fox finally saying, okay, Bryan Singer's due to direct Age of Apocalypse. He just got off Days of Future Past, and now that they're doing Deadpool, like, they're showing confidence. They're trying to basically replicate what Marvel Studios has done for the last 5 years. So like, I really give them a clap to do that, because it's been really hard. Obviously, I can understand why it can be hard for studios to replicate that kind of PR on their properties, like Marvel properties and DC properties, just because if they can't really PR it if they don't know what they're going to be doing with those properties. But now at this point, like Fox knows what they're doing. Like they're rebooting Fantastic Four, they're expanding the X-Men with Deadpool and then Age of Apocalypse, and they're also making an X-Force film. Like I couldn't be more happier. Like this is basically the decade of comic book films, because I think personally, like I'm not trying to get off Deadpool, but it's kind of, this is the era of technology, because there's technology has advanced so far where they can do so much with these characters. Like they I remember seeing the first couple X-Men films, the X1, X2, and they were cool, but they still seemed cheesy to me. And it's just because technology was not that advanced at that time, and now forward, I don't know, 8 or 9 or 10 years later, the technology has advanced far enough where they can really give it all. Like X-Men Days of Future Past, like showing the Sentinels and showing all like X-Men members' abilities. Like it's really come a long way since those first X-Men films. So I'm really happy. And I think in Deadpool it would only add, because yes, he doesn't control metal, but he also has those agility and smart, but also have them work with the mouth, which isn't a hard thing to replicate, having someone being bad all the time, but also killing people and making it all funny. Like I almost have to relate it to Who could I relate to? Damn, I'm trying to think of it. I just I'm trying to relate to a Marvel character, but I can't think of one. But on the top of my head. But with Deadpool, he has that kind of sense of humor where he can really make a joke out of anything. So it shouldn't be that hard to give him that, and also give him the original red suit that we never did see in X-Men origin film Wolverine, which is a horrific film. I hated that film, just because it did not it didn't play justice to the character of Deadpool, making him someone whose mouth was stitched up crap. Like, it was ridiculous. So hopefully this will be a really redemption for that character, since first showing of all things, first showing in a terrible film like that. So that's just where I am with this. I'm still extremely happy, but I'm optimistic how Deadpool is gonna come out. But I'm just it goes from optimistic to happy with me, being that at least Fox is showing confidence in their properties, and they're trying to build the same thing that Marvel Studios has with their cinematic universe, stuff like that. So I'm really happy with that. I just hope Bryan Singer's involved heavily, at least with like Bryan Singer and some of his producers, like Sam Simonberg or something, like the writers. At least they were good. With X-Men Days of Future Past, and being that film, we really tied up a lot of the problems with the X-Men universe. Now that they can now move forward and the fresh start, in a sense. So I just it's kind of where I'm hoping Deadpool will be get his redemption streak since terrible films of X-Men Origin Wolverine. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with Deadpool today, guys. I'm really happy that they're finally showing so much confidence in the character, but I'm still optimistic. We'll see how it comes out, being that they're obviously gonna make Deadpool. They have to be making Deadpool part of the X-Men universe. It'd be stupid to make a solo film. It just would be, because it would be basically the Green Lantern film that Ryan Reynolds was in, which was a horrific film, and it was just a terrible made film. I'm not saying they could make a Deadpool solo film, but in all sense, it would make more sense if they can make a great film, but also tie it into the larger narrative. Like, that's basically what Marvel Studios has done with all their films. Like, they give each character, Captain America in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, his own narrative, his own storyline where he goes and defeats Hydra. But then at the end of the film, he finds out there's a larger problem with Hydra and a larger narrative. Like, even with those end credit scenes, we know there's a larger story behind what happened with that movie. So I'm hopefully they'll try to mimic that kind of sense. I'm not saying like Fox and Sony and Warner Brothers should do all the same stuff. Yeah, I think they should do all the same stuff. They try to mimic that, where they hint it in each film. Like, if they're copying, that's not a copyrighted way of working. It's just a good way to give a great movie, but also hint at a larger story and more stories in the future for that character and for the universe. So I'm happy. I'm hoping that they will mimic that kind of sense, where they give Deadpool his own film, but then they show at the end of that film, oh my god, there's a big bad guy and the X-Men are going to have to come together, like at the end of X-Men, not X-Men, the Wolverine, where Wolverine goes through that metal detector and then he ends up getting ambushed by Eric Lenscher, who is Magneto, and then finding out that Professor X is alive. And then they ask him for his help, and there's a kind of hint on the TV screen of Trask Industries. If they can do small stuff like that, that's what brings the audience back to see what happens next. And good movies, confident movies, and movies that are just well done, like premium films that are worth going to spend $25 to buy the popcorn, get that ticket, and go to watch the movie. So, and then Marvel Studios has done that with every film that they've done. Maybe besides Iron Man 2, I still love Iron Man 2. But if Fox and Warner Brothers can kind of copy that in a sense, and hint at such bigger stuff beyond each film, they'll make them very wealthy. So I'm hoping that's where Fox will go with that. So other than that, guys, I do apologize. I was supposed to have a video yesterday. I had some technical difficulties, stuff like that. But at this point forward, I shouldn't have any more issues. I will have my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 1 review up tomorrow. I'm going to have it tomorrow, at least, or the next day, being that it's going to be tonight, Tuesday, 9, 8 Central. So I very much appreciate you watching my video, my thoughts on Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, and what I think is going to happen with the storyline, stuff like that. I love talking about this stuff. But thank you very much for watching. If you like what I had to say, please subscribe. It's right down there somewhere. If you like it, then please like it. And other than that, guys, thank you very much, like I said, and peace out.